Hey, chiropractors, welcome to Modern Chiropractic Mastery with your host, Dr. Kevin Christie, where we discuss the latest in marketing, business, and professional growth with some of the leading experts in the industry. Hey, docs, welcome to another episode of Modern Chiropractic Mastery. Today, I am bringing a solo episode to you, and we're going to dive into doing a backstage audit. One of the things I learned years ago from Strategic Coach was their concept of front stage, backstage, and essentially, your front stage in a chiropractic practice would be that patient experience, and we've outlined that before, and that's everything from a nice greeting on the phone to clean office, all the things that essentially your patients see, right? That's the front stage of a play per se. And then the backstage are all the systems and processes that allow for an optimal front stage. And, a lot of times we focus on the patient experience, but we don't focus on the back end things that can make that happen, right? And Strategic Coach has a clever little saying sometimes where it'll say your backstage is showing, right? Where there's a snafu that happens and it's not going to be a great experience for that customer or that patient, right? And I'm going to make this particular episode about a backstage audit we did in our three businesses. That's going to be our Health Fit Chiropractic and Sports Recovery practice, Modern Chiropractic Marketing, and Chiropractic Success Academy. And it's going to be really centered around more of tech issues we were having. But you could do a backstage audit on everything, right? And I think you need to do this every 6 months at least to see how things are going. And earlier in the year, probably the early part of Q2, I just noticed there was a few things happening, and it was just frustrating. And so I decided to really kind of look under the hood of everything to see what was going on, and ultimately did this backstage audit and really of the technology, because I do love technology. I love automating things as much as possible. In my book, I wrote a chapter where we talked about outsourcing and automating, and I love to be able to utilize technology to enhance every aspect of your business. But it can get clunky, or there can be mistakes, or there can be things that happen on the tech side of stuff that you don't know of, and it's not working well. So I'm going to dive into the ones that I uncovered, and give you some clarity on what happened with us and what we found and what we've fixed along the way. And then you can start thinking of things that you need to be checking in your practice, okay? And so I made a Facebook post about this a few months back when I was doing it, and it's now getting around. Someone had a great idea, whoever that was, to record a podcast. If you're listening, thank you. And so I'm going to make it a topic and go from there. One of the first things I'll talk about is, so we use Zapier a lot, okay? And that's really like the Pipeworks for the internet. It connects all kinds of things, right? So I'll give you an idea or example of one that we do, and then I'll give you an example of where we had a failure on it. But like if you sign up for the Chiropractic Success Academy, it actually, as soon as you register to pay, sign up, we get a Slack message in a channel specific for CSA saying we got a new member with phone number and email. You go onto a spreadsheet with your information on there. It triggers a notification to our team to then email and reach out to you, set up a call, and the whole 9 yards. So it just gives us a whole process that automatically happens. And that's an example of Zapier. Well, we also use it. So when we have a new patient in our practice, we upload that to the new patient log. We upload that patient to the new patient log. And once we put the email in there, it zaps right to our MailChimp list that's titled Health Fit Chiropractic and Sports Recovery. So it's great. So our email list is continually updated with our new patients. Well, that zap, they call it a zap. That particular zap was broken for like 3 months. and we weren't getting our new patients into our email list. So that was a missed opportunity. And that was one of the early ones I caught on to. And that, with a couple others, like, okay, we got to really figure a lot of different things out. So that was one. Two was earlier in the year, we had gone through a podcast rebrand update. We updated the name from Modern Chiropractic Marketing to Modern Chiropractic Mastery, because a lot of our topics are just around mastery of a chiropractic practice, not just marketing. And God, we had so many issues with iTunes, Apple, basically. And even to this day on my phone, the artwork wasn't completely updated. The name is and stuff like that. But it was quite remarkable how long it took for them, and that was on their end, to actually get it updated. And it was pretty frustrating, to say the least. The next one, we did have our website updated for Chiropractic Success Academy, and we lost some of our integrations and didn't realize that out of the gates. And so we had to fix that, which we did. All right, docs, here is a new opportunity for you from Darcy Sullivan of Propel. She is our SEO specialist in helping out many chiropractors with their search engine optimization and making sure Google is finding you and getting you new patients. It's amazing how many new patients chiropractors can get and are getting when they do the SEO right and a few other things. And Darcy is offering a free SEO workshop just for chiropractors, and you can sign up for that at bit.ly/propelmcm. That is bit.ly/propelmcm, Modern Chiropractic Marketing, right? And so check out that link, and we're going to have you go over 5 SEO secrets to owning the first page of Google without buying ads. And Darcy's going to give that free workshop, 1 hour, to really help grow your practice and start churning new patients from the ever mighty Google, which is still king in the online marketing. So check that out at bit.ly/propelmcm for the 1 hour free workshop. Hey doc, are you moving office spaces, or you're a startup with your own new space, or you're like me where you need renovations because it's starting to look a little worn after about 10 years like ours is? Crossfield's Chiropractic Office Design is here to elevate you wherever you're at, and they're going to help maximize your space and flow. They're going to really help attract and retain patients, and this is going to have a great ROI on your investment when you increase that patient experience. So check out Chiropractic Office Designs by Crossfields, and we have a special link for Modern Chiropractic Marketing listeners, and that is www.chiropracticofficedesign.com/Kevin-Christie. And with that, you're going to have discounts. We're going to have direct links to a mega bundle of free resources, and you can check them out, and you can get 15 of our most popular floor plans, 5-phase checklist for a startup office, 5-point designer checklist to evaluate your current office image, and there's 30% off on all online products when you go to www.chiropracticofficedesign.com/Kevin-Christie. Next was a small one, but so frustrating. If you have music in your office, which I recommend, having that quiet office with it, just too much quiet, it kills the energy in a practice. And so having music, I think, is important. And, we've got a nice system when we built this out. We've got speakers up in the ceiling all through the rooms, and we've got volume knobs in the room. So if a patient doesn't want to hear it, we can turn it down. Sometimes, I might have particular channel on and a particular patient on, they don't like that music, I can just turn it off. I can turn it low, can turn it up. So we have the controls, and then the master controls in the back there. Well, we could not get this music to get at a volume that where when you turn the knobs, it could be low enough but still hear it in all the rooms equally. Like, it was just something, it was a mess. And after a while, it would time out. So like 5 times a shift or in a day, we'd have to go back there and reset the music. And it was just like frustrating. I'd go back into the treatment room and there wouldn't be any music on. And I'd slack my team. Can we turn the music on? It was just nonstop battle. So finally, we did a complete investigation of our music and found the exact type of volume we wanted, the type of stations we would put on. and we fixed that issue with it timing out, and so the music is fixed now. But it was like that's a front stage thing, and our backstage was just terrible with it. So that was something that was a problem. The next one, I mean, there was a lot in this period of time. It was crazy. So this is what got me so riled up to do this audit and then to even make a podcast out of it. Because you might be surprised with how many backstage issues you're having. And these are all tech ones. I'm not even diving into some of the other ones that a chiropractic practice could have. But you can probably do a full audit and realize where it's at. All right. So the next one was my book was not being stocked on Amazon properly. Like, I mean, first off, to be honest with you, it took way too long for it to get on Amazon. I was a little frustrated with that process. But when it would get sold out and it was not stocked, and it kept on happening. And so as we speak now in September of 2022, it's fixed. But that was a big problem and definitely frustrating. Online course. We have a CSA free course, which, little plug, you can go access that on Modern Chiropractic Marketing or even on the Chiropractic Success Academy website, csacircle.com. It's a free CSA course. It's got a lot of value to it. Well, when people were signing up for that, it wasn't actually working and they weren't getting it. So, but that's fixed. Got that done. Same thing with on the MCM website. We have those free desk jockey handouts, which are really cool. You actually can sign up for it. It's on modernchiropracticmarketing.com. And we have a microbrake card, a ergonomics card, carpal tunnel stretching card, a body positioning and awareness card. And the files you get when you give your name and email are PSD files, and you actually can have your graphics person very affordably change out the color scheme and logo and clinic information on them so you can rebrand them to your practice. And then I recommend having them printed on nice cardstock, and we hand those out to our desk workers as we see fit. And so I was getting all these emails from people that were signing up for it and not getting it. That is now fixed. So you can check that out. Google My Business Access. Ironically, my original web developer from like 2010 had access, or 2012 was still on my Google My Business as the admin on it, and we needed to do something with it and we couldn't. So I had to email him, and he was able to change it, and we got all that fixed as well. But I was like, God, that was 10 years ago. We hadn't fixed that part of it, right? And so that was pretty frustrating also. And so, it was like quite a laundry list, and there was probably a few more, but I think you get the idea of what we were going through on tech. And so, as big of a proponent of technology as I am for your business, and I am, you really got to make sure that you keep up with it. You do audits every so often. It could be basic things like your EHR and billing, which ironically, we had a massive EHR tech issue this past a week ago for all you Medic Fusion users. We were in the dark for over a week. It's finally back, but we're still missing some stuff for a week. So there's another one. I could add that to the list. And so sometimes these tech things aren't your fault. Sometimes they are. And it doesn't matter, really. You got to take ownership of it. And so you really got to audit your technologies and make them work for you, make your life a lot easier, and make sure that it's enhancing the patient experience and not diluting it or making it frustrating for them or your team members. Okay. And so, I just, sit down, piece of paper, look through your process. Like I would probably what we did was we started with our patient experience. Like, okay, what does it look like? Is our online scheduling functioning well and ideal? When they call the office, is our voicemail good? Just start from there and work your way all the way through the whole patient journey, that front stage, and then see what tech is there to support that. Right now, once you've done that, go to your front desk position. What tech is supporting that? Right? Are you using things like billing in your office, or are you outsourcing? If you're insourcing, is everything ideal there? Do you have your macros set up in your EHR to make your EHR to make your life easier and your notes done better? Is your EHR system even worth having, or is it time to move on to a different one? So look at that, and then look at what you're using in your marketing, all the technology you're using in your marketing. How about the things that are supporting your doctors, right? And just do a complete tech audit of your practice. Start writing it down and then checking to see if it's working. It might take you a week or two to do this, but I'll tell you, it's really well worth it. And then you might find some things that can be, it's not, it's working. Like let's say a particular thing's working, but it's not working the way you would like it to. And you think there might be a better solution to it. And so you want to have less friction in your backstage to make sure that your front stage is ideal and your team members aren't getting completely frustrated with everything. That's not a good thing as well. So, all right. So that is our episode for today. Nice, short and sweet, but I thought it was a very good topic, especially the timing of it as far as what we're dealing with our EHR system. And we are looking to improve that and make sure that's not an issue anymore. So, all right. I hope that was helpful. I do believe technology is going to help you in the long run. It can get clunky. It can get frustrating. You do need to make sure you train well on it as also. Like I think that's something that people do too, is they implement a particular technology and they do not fully train their office and team in it. And so it's kind of half-assed and not fully implemented, and then things go wrong. So take that into consideration as well. That is it for this week's episode, but before you leave, check us out at www.modernchiropracticmarketing.com for all kinds of free resources such as blogs and the podcast episodes. We've got online courses. You can check out the Chiropractic Success Academy there, which is an amazing online coaching system for you at a very affordable monthly rate. There's a free online course on the modernchiropracticmarketing.com website, so check that out. If you're interested in some one-on-one coaching, we can do that as well. We have all kinds of resources for you there, and we would also truly appreciate if you could rate and review this podcast if you're getting valuable information out of it. I can't thank you enough, and we'll see you next week.